Are Chelsea fans well within their rights to feel annoyed about missing out on Maignan and Jamie Gittens before the Club World Cup kicks off? Welcome back to From the Shed and welcome back to the channel. We've been on a little bit of a break. I'll be honest, I needed a bit of time away. Half term, kids, loads of other things going on. So I know, as always, when there's transfer news, we could be doing a video every single hour on the hour as it changes and stories unfold. But we like to do it on this channel. We don't like to talk about speculation too much. We like to wait until things have happened or materialized. And let's be honest, nothing did actually happen. There's no Maignan coming. There's no Jamie Gittens coming. The transfer window has shut yesterday, 7 p.m. And Chelsea fumbled. Not one, but two transfer targets. We're going to get into Jamie Gittens. But let's start with Maignan, a goalkeeper that we've been pushing for from AC Milan. Well documented target for Chelsea. This is the one that we wanted. Now, I'll be honest, when this story broke maybe last week, I think it was the back end of last weekend, it broke that we wanted to bring him in. He's got 1 year left on his deal at AC Milan. He made it evidently clear that he does not want to stay at AC Milan. He wants to move to Chelsea. He wants to push himself and see what he can do for Chelsea Football Club. I actually thought the deal was going to get done. Now, we went in, if you remember last week, I think it was Monday, we went in with that crazy bid of 10 million. We then increased it. We got it up to about 15 million over the next couple of days or so. And even yesterday, still attempting to try and make this deal happen with AC Milan. And I'm going to have to say this because AC Milan is some clubs you just don't do business with. You know, we very rarely do business with certain clubs, and some clubs we do. Now, I've got to think back to Tomori. I've got to think back to Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Olivier Giroud, Christian Pulisic. Christian Pulisic, I think, went for less than 15 million. Olivier Giroud went for less than £1 million. There's a good relationship between Chelsea and AC Milan. Clearly. Now, for the goalkeeper to come out and say, I do not want to play at the club anymore, I want the move, personal terms were not a problem. There wasn't that much of a disparity between AC Milan and Chelsea and what was the valuation from Chelsea and what AC Milan wanted for the player. There wasn't that much difference. And I still think this deal does happen after the Club World Cup. But you put all that effort, and this is not on the owners. A lot of Chelsea fans, when I asked the question, are they well within their rights to feel frustrated? The answer is yes. You are. You are allowed to feel frustrated. But what you can't do, and you shouldn't do, is be surprised by these sporting directors. These are the same sporting directors that have fucked up the last two summer transfer windows. And they're going to do the same with this one if we're not careful. It's the same people. I can't be surprised that Paul Winstanley, Lawrence Stewart are still at the foot of the table when it comes to transfer targets and trying to get transfers done. It's not just about the targets, about how you execute the deal. Now, maybe that low bid of 10 million pissed off AC Milan's representatives and they thought, actually, forget this. We will let him go for free. Or we can go and get him in January and get him on a pre-contract, which I think we can do in January. Or we can try again when the window opens next week. But I just think if you want a goalkeeper, now I don't think goalkeeper was top priority for Chelsea. I still think we still need to bring in an elite striker. We've got Liam Delap. We spoke about him last week. But we need to bring in someone that is an elite striker. I think we need another elite centre-back. I also said about a left-back last week, and if you look at Theo Hernandez, who I think has just signed for Atletico Madrid for £20 million from AC Milan. Now, surely, if you're in charge of negotiations, you're in charge of getting our transfer targets lined up and ready for the summer window, Theo Hernandez should be top of that list. I spoke about Marco Correa last week. He's going to be the only left-back, natural left-back in the team. What a steal. What an absolute steal from Atletico Madrid to go and get Theo Hernandez. A player that we could probably do with in our team. But instead, we're pushing for Maignan, who we don't necessarily need. Is he that much of an upgrade from Petrovic, Sanchez, Jurgensen? I don't think he is. I watched him the other day. He's not that good. I've watched him in a Serie A. He's not amazing. Now, some will dub him as a world-class goalkeeper. You have to define world-class to me in the comments, because for me, world-class is Alisson. It was Edison level, Donnarumma. They are world-class goalkeepers. I don't think I put Mike Maignan's name in that conversation just yet. I don't think I can. I don't think I can. Now, I'm more concerned about the fact that we went in for this goalkeeper. We didn't get him. And now, after all of that, there's talk about Petrovic, who hasn't been given a real opportunity at Chelsea Football Club. He might be leaving the football club. There's a lot of talk at the moment that Petrovic will leave. Now, if your ears to the ground like mine is a lot of the time, you'll know that Petrovic has been left out of the Club World Cup squad, which will be announced later on today at 5 p.m. We also know Joao Felix is not in that squad. Christopher Nkunku has been included in there. A lot of the low-knee players apparently have been left out of the squad. So that will include the Carney Chukwuemeka's of the world. It will mean no Renato Vega, Axel Dizazi. None of those players potentially will be joining up for the Club World Cup, which kicks off Friday, I think, or Saturday, Saturday, depends on where you are in the world when you watch this. But our first game will not have any of our low-knee players that have been out. That will include Joao Felix, who I thought would be in contention to get some minutes, get some game time. It looks very likely that he will not be in that squad. But Petrovic not going, it doesn't look good. It does not look good for Petrovic. And I don't know whether there's been some sort of fallout or something, but, for him to have such an amazing season for Strasbourg, to be nominated and to be in the conversation as one of the best players in the league, not just a goalkeeper, but one of the best players in the league all season, to then not be given an opportunity to go to the Club World Cup with your parent club. And now it almost makes a little bit more sense as to why we were rushing in to try and get Mike Maignan from AC Milan, because it looks like Petrovic was not going to be the one that would be in goal for us next season or for the Club World Cup. Now, if that is the case and we've messed up that deal, because it can't look good from a Chelsea perspective. If you're Petrovic and you've just come off loan and you're walking back into a club that you can see there's an opening, there's an opportunity for you to make the number one goalkeeper position yours, you can make that yours. If you, as soon as you get through the front door and your representatives, your sporting directors are out in Italy trying to secure another goalkeeper, it can't bode well. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. So maybe Petrovic just thought, forget, I don't want to be in this club. Why am I in this club if this is what, I'm going to be treated in this way? It just doesn't make any sense. So we look like we're going to the Club World Cup with Jurgensen, Mike Penders, and Robert Sanchez. Sanchez will potentially be the one that's going to be in goal. But we're going with those three goalkeepers. No room for Paez as well. Paez is not in the team, apparently. This will all be confirmed at 5 p.m. when the official team's out, but it looks like Paez will not be in the team. He will essentially be loaned out. I think he's going to get a loan to Strasbourg, which was a massive U-turn on what he was told a couple of weeks ago, that he would be included in the team. He was going to be part of the setup at Chelsea. He's now being loaned out to Strasbourg. You can't really trust these sporting directors because they'll tell you one thing and change their tune another day, and it could be something completely different. So we can't really rely on them to get not just the jobs done, but they have to now be held accountable. They have to be held accountable, because if they don't get this right in the summer, and I said this a couple of weeks ago, if they don't get it right in the summer, we are going to be left behind our rivals. You're looking at City, 115 charges, Man City. They're spending close to £400 million in the space of 6 months. Now, whether they're doing it the right way, the wrong way, morally right, morally wrong, it doesn't really matter, because they're bringing in the players. They're bringing in players. They're recruiting. Liverpool, they're going to get Kirkes. They've got Wirtz coming in as well. They've got the players lined up. They've just brought in Frimpong as a right back as well. So we know that they're getting their things done. They're getting everything ticked off that they need to. We've brought in Liam Delap. And I'm not against the Liam Delap signing. I think Liam Delap is going to be a very good striker. Is he good enough to be our permanent number one striker? Is he good enough to go and play in the Club World Cup? Because he will be in that squad. He's not going to the Euros, the under-21s. He's going to be in the Club World Cup squad. Now, it looks like we don't have any other options. We have Nicholas Jackson, we'll have Mark Gu, and we'll have Liam Delap. But it tells me there's a lot of confusion because 1 minute, the club's coming out and telling us that they're happy with the 4 goalkeepers that we've got. We then get confirmation that Maresca actually was a keen admirer of Maignan and he wanted to bring him to Chelsea. We then get told that actually that deal's not going to happen and the club are happy with the 4 goalkeepers again. So which one is it? Because you've got your coach coming out telling us that actually we need to go and get a goalkeeper. The club's coming out telling us that we actually want the 4 goalkeepers that we've got, but now essentially one of them's been sold and he's not a part of the Club World Cup. So there's a lot that seems to be going on at Chelsea. And of course, the circus will always continue throughout the summer. I'm sure there'll be lots of ins and outs through the transfer window. But Jamie Gittens, another one. Another one yesterday, deadline day for the transfer window. We tried to get it done. Again, there wasn't much in terms of what the valuation from Borussia Dortmund was to what Chelsea were offering to pay. And still, the deal couldn't get done. The deal couldn't get done. And we have to remember, I said it on here a couple of weeks ago, there's going to be outgoings at this club. Mudryk looks like he'll be gone. Joao Felix will be gone. And Nkunku will be gone. Madueke potentially could go. We need wingers coming in. We do need another winger. My worry about this Jamie Gittens deal not happening is Garnacho's still waiting in the wings for a club. And he's been told he's surplus to requirements in Manchester United. I don't want Garnacho anywhere near Stamford Bridge. 1, he's not good enough. 2, he doesn't apply himself properly in terms of his attitude. He's got the ability of an average Premier League player, but he thinks he's Ronaldo. It just can't happen. It can't happen at a club like Chelsea. So I think we need to be... Look, the window opens. I don't think there should be panic stations right now. I don't think we should be going into this Club World Cup as favourites anyway, after the back of the season we've just had. So I'm not too concerned about the Club World Cup, but this is a moment for some of these players to either salvage their careers at Chelsea or to force their way in. I'm talking about Tariq George, Josh Ashiempong, one of those players that potentially we want to see a little bit more of, even like a Liam Delap, as I just mentioned. This is his opportunity to make a go of things in the Club World Cup. But when that window opens, I think it's June 16th, it reopens again on the Monday. This has to get done. Deals have to get done because all the other clubs around us are getting their deals done. City getting their deals done. Liverpool getting their deals done. And if we want to compete for the Champions League or we want to compete in the Premier League next season, I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. We cannot go into the season with Liam Delap, Nicholas Jackson as our strikers, uncertainty around who is our favoured goalkeeper, and no depth in our defence. Now, we've brought in a new centre half with Sarr and Sugo who've come in, he plays in midfield. So again, you'd expect both of those to be in the Club World Cup squad. But again, we're talking about depth and experience. Not just depth. There has to be quality in depth. Now, I don't know much about Sarr. I don't know much about Sugo. But one of the two, hopefully, is going to stay at the club next season. I don't want to see either of them go out on loan. If we bring in players in now, they should be for the club that is going to be playing in the season coming up. Not to loan them out, not to use them as, flipping them for value and then selling them on a 2 or 3 seasons time. We have to get them into the squad, integrate them and build and trust them next season. Because you can't trust the sporting directors. You just can't trust them anymore. They're not good enough. They've proven that now 3 windows on the bounce. They've proven to us that they don't get things done. Selling players, no problem. Bringing players in, there always seems to be issues. Always seems to be a problem. That can't happen. That can't continue. So we'll have to see what comes of the Club World Cup. I want to hear your thoughts about our goalkeeper issues. Should we be trying everything to keep Petrovic at the football club? Let me know your thoughts about Gittens as well. Are you disappointed that the deal never happened? Is it one of those deals that we've done the right thing on both those deals by not paying the Club World Cup tax? Are clubs looking at us thinking, we're not going to allow our players to leave and go to your club. We're going to put some Club World Cup tax on there. Let me know what your thoughts are. Don't forget to subscribe. We did surpass 800 subscribers. So now we're on the road to 900 subscribers. Then it'll be 1,000 subscribers. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Like the video and leave your thoughts. And we'll be back soon with a Club World Cup preview coming up over the next couple of days. So hit that notification bell. Until then, enjoy the sun and we'll be back soon.